Alright, welcome back guys to Alliance War Season 26, War number 1. Poseidon is going up against DMG today, and I was so bummed to see the same old map back in Alliance War. I was really hoping that we would see some changes during the off season. They didn't even have to be big changes, just something a little different, but here we are with the same old Alliance War map, so let's pick our team. We have Magneto. And of course he's coming into our first war of the season. I miraculously pulled him from a 5-star Nexus crystal, awakened him right away, took him to rank 5 immediately, and we've got a perfect chance to debut him at the beginning of season 26. So we've got Magneto, Doctor Doom, and Mr. Fantastic in a support capacity and for the synergy. So we're going to be taking Path 6 today, which is the Iron Man Infinity War, Stealth Suit Spidey, Killmonger, and Tigra. We have the Protect Global, of course. That was something else I was really hoping we would see a change to. Protect Warders are just so boring. Even to see Stubborn come back, I would have been happy at this point to see something new, even if it's something old. But pretty basic stuff. The map was pretty friendly, nothing too difficult. I think everything was pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot to consider. Placement was decent, but I wouldn't say great. But here we go, Iron Man Infinity War. We're gonna throw on some boosts, and this is our big Magneto debut. This is a great matchup. This is so new to me, being able to take a tech champion with a mutant champion. Brand new. I'm just so excited to use him. I feel like maybe I had almost overhyped him by not having him, but after messing around with him and taking him out a few times, and especially in Alliance War, I definitely feel like I wasn't. He is so good, such an insane champion. So thrilled that I got him finally. And this is without suicides turned on. So I know he's very suicide friendly. So this is going to be all Magneto gameplay without suicides. And Path 6 is pretty straightforward. It's got the strike back node here. It's got the aggression fury. But because Magneto shuts down ability accuracy by 70%, that Fury is not even going to be triggering as much as it should be throughout the fight. So you'll notice that he just gains so many benefits against metal champions. It's insane, and you have to wait a little bit, but now he's magnetized. So yeah, the perfect block chance that he has is so great as well. We can just block these attacks all day and barely take any damage from them. I noticed that right off the bat. So there's just so many good things that he does against metal champions, and he just seems like the safest war champion. I don't really get how people die with Magneto when they're facing metal champions. He just seems like he is so safe. He shuts down ability accuracy. He's got amazing block. If he's awakened, he doesn't lose more than a certain amount of health from one source. As long as you can gain prowess buffs, you're going to be dealing a ton of damage. As long as you can get to your special 3, you're going to be dealing a ton of damage. I just don't see any downside to using him against metal champions. And I mean, you don't have to hit him that much. I've only landed 18 hits at this point. I got to the special 3. I barely even had any prowess. I could have held my heavy and doubled my prowess. I didn't even need to because I knew that was going to do so much damage. I only had 4 prowess at the time. And although the special 3 didn't kill him, I knew the bleeds would apply afterwards, and I have deep wounds maxed out, and it wipes him out. It was like a minute fight in 21 hits. I mean, are you kidding me? This is what I've been missing? This is insane. So needless to say, his debut went extremely well against what can be a very difficult opponent, but if that highlight wasn't enough, we're going to take him into this power-focused, power alternator matchup against Stealth Suit Spidey, who is also a metal champion. And this time we have the class advantage naturally, and this fight is over in a blink of an eye. He's magnetized, so now we're all set. The fact that the stun lasts so long when they're magnetized is just insane. You basically don't have to worry if the opponent is running max limber or not, because you can get in so many hits and you have so much time before that stun expires. It's absolutely mad. I think that's like a huge underrated aspect of Magneto. When you get that long stun duration and not have to worry about limber. Look how much time I had to hold that heavy, get the prowess, throw the special 1, And I mean, this fight's almost done. I mean, this has been 45 seconds. And there we go. He is just as good as I thought he would be. The first fight only lasted 21 hits. This one only lasted 11. Both super easy, so straightforward. I barely lost any health, and we clean up section 1 and move on. Just like that. Dude, I'm so pumped to get him. Magneto's going to be with me like at least 75% of the wars this season, I'm guessing. Unfortunately, that does end his contribution to this war. So in section 2, we've got this Killmonger on the Rage node. He's Sig 200, so that reverberation damage will be doing a lot to us. But this is why we brought in Dr. Doom with Mr. Fantastic. So the synergy allows Dr. Doom to apply an armor break on the heavy attack, and once he is armor broken, the reverberation damage is non-existent. So I don't have to worry about it. All I have to make sure is that I keep that armor break on him and keep him staggered so that if I do ever trigger the Furies, the stagger will nullify them, and he'll never go unblockable throughout this fight. So before we get too far into this fight, I will preface it by saying this is a very long, quite uneventful, boring fight. So if you want to continue watching, by all means go for it. I'm not going to speed it up, but it's pretty basic stuff. And it basically consists of random Dr. Doom special 1s, special 2s, a few special 3s. There really wasn't a whole lot of strategy going into this fight, to be honest. I knew I wanted to keep him armor broken and staggered, but for the most part, I really wasn't too worried about it because with Killmonger's armor and crit resistance, I didn't think I would be doing a whole lot of damage in each hit, so the chance of me triggering Rage I thought was pretty minimal, and so far into this fight, it has been. I don't think I've triggered it once. So, ultimately, I didn't really have to worry about it. Obviously, to play it safe, I still wanted to keep him staggered, and the special 1 nullifies any Furies that I may give him. Like from the special 3 right there, the stagger removed the Fury that did trigger. And I'm not even entering the full Doom cycle. That really wasn't the strategy for this fight. Just because I can't do more than 2.5% of his health in a single hit because of that Rage cap. And the Doom cycle is really all about maximizing damage with those Furies. So that's why I didn't really go into the Doom cycle for this fight. And I wanted to make sure I had that special 1 in my back pocket a good amount of time, just in case I did for some reason trigger a ton of Furies all at once. A special 1 could nullify them, but it is kind of a mix of special 3s and special 1s. I don't know if I even throw a special 2. I think maybe I throw a 1 at some point in this fight. But, you know, we're at 75 hits. We're a little over a minute into it. And he's going down pretty quick. It's definitely not a complicated fight. Killmonger is pretty straightforward. You want to push him to a special 2, in my opinion. It's a lot easier to evade. And yeah, I mean, just smacking him around with the heavies, pretty easy. We're going to get to another special 3 here. We're going to hold it off for a little bit. Get another heavy in there to reapply the armor break. And now we're over 100 hits. We're going to throw the special 3 one more time. And the following hits after this, I'm pretty sure, are going to end it. Again, it's just a long fight. I don't really know if this is a great placement spot for Killmonger, in my opinion. I think there are better places for him. And I think there are better places or better opponents to place on the Rage node. So you can see we finish him off. A relatively easy fight. We don't lose a whole lot of health there. It was never really in doubt. It wasn't a risky fight. It wasn't a dangerous fight by any means. And again, the Alliance War, I mean, safe may be boring, but ultimately safe gets you the win and leaves you without a whole lot of stress. And ultimately, that's what you want. So that's going to move us to our last fight of the war, actually. A very quick war for me, just 4 fights. It's the Aggression Prowess Power Focus 2 node. And again, not great placement to have Tigra here, in my opinion. Human Torch could easily do this fight and melt her before she even gets to a special 2. I've done that before, even with the Power Focus and the pre-fight activated. But Dr. Doom is still a really good option because you can just recycle these special 1s and power drain her and keep her prowess and power in check. So again, this is going to be a very slow, Very boring fight, and it literally consists of only special ones. I just keep her power in check the entire fight. His special one really doesn't do a lot of damage. That's fine. I was ready to settle in for the long haul here. The goal is not to let her ever throw a special 2, just because it can be a little complicated to evade with it being unblockable for a pretty good amount of the special. So we're just going to do this the slow way. We're going to do this the very safe way, the very boring way. And again, that is just kind of the theme of this war. Not a very exciting first war of the season, but again, pretty safe fights. So just like the Killmonger fight, we're not going to be able to really unlock Dr. Doom's damage by getting into the Doom cycle, because that power focus is going to throw off everything. And there's a good chance she'll throw that special 2 before we can get into the Doom cycle anyway. So the easier route here, just parry a few hits of the combo, throw the special 1, and kind of repeat that. And Tigra hits so weak and so soft, and Dr. Doom has so much armor, so much crit resistance. Even when I miss parries like that, I mean, she's barely doing any damage into our block. I really didn't feel like I needed to heal up for this fight. It was going to be pretty straightforward. And again, it's actually kind of funny because even though Tigra has this bar of power literally the entire fight, I don't know if she even throws a special. I think maybe towards the end she finally throws 1, but I mean, it's been 2 minutes and she's had a power bar for pretty much the entire fight, and she has just decided not to ever throw it. She's, I guess, holding for the special 2, I don't know. But she's never going to get there with this Dr. Doom Power 1 cycle. So 118 hits, and if she finally throws an unblockable special 1 for the second half of it, easy to avoid, just back out of it. Special 1 again, keep the power in check, and it's going to do it. So very straightforward. 4 fights, not a whole lot of action, not a whole lot of drama. Very straightforward, very safe. A little long, a little boring, but hey, we're 4-0. That's what we wanted to see so far to start the season off, is 0 deaths. And this is the numbers from our battle group. At this point in the war, we cleared the map, and we only died 4 times, which is pretty good. I'd have to go back and check our last season numbers, but that might be close to our lowest death count that we've ever had since I've been a member of this alliance. So that's huge. That's a great way to start the season for us. 4 deaths is very respectable. And as soon as this war started, as soon as we got into it, we jumped out to an early lead. We didn't have any deaths for a while as an alliance, and I think we had racked up several with our defense fairly early, so we got off to a really good start, and that kind of gave us confidence to finish strong, I think. Our battle group especially, really proud of everyone in our battle group. We thrived on Boss Island. We did really well there. And here's the results for the overall war. So we both managed to clear the map, but we only had 15 deaths as an alliance, and that's really good. Anytime we can stay under 20 is a huge accomplishment, I think, from last season. I'm positive our average death count was over 20 for the alliance for the season, so anytime we can stay below 20, that's going to give us a pretty good chance of winning. Obviously, our defense racked up a number of kills. A lot of them were overkills because I think it was clear that we had won the war, but credit to DMG. They did manage to clear the map, and obviously they got more points for that, so that's really important for them. It was a good war for us to start the season off, and I think we'll have some really good matchups going forward. But yeah, 15 deaths is great. That's definitely a high bar to set to start the season. Hopefully we can continue to improve on that and even get it down possibly into single digits. Who knows? I think we're capable of it, but I hope you enjoyed the war video, nice and quick one. I hope you're psyched about the new Alliance War season, and I hope everyone out there has a lot of success this year and does really well. So we'll be sure to catch you in the next videos. See ya.